Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Laurel Park. Happy Sunday. Naomi Tucker joined by Keith Fusel. Keith, we've got 8 races on tap. Of course, also stakes action that we're looking forward to in the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely. This is busy times. Looking ahead, obviously, to, Triple Crown season, Oaks season, everything. And look at this coming up on the 16th.
Yeah, Tessio Stakes. We did see the noms just come out. Of course, we have a multiple stakes winner in Locomotive.
Yeah.
We have a Shake 'em Loose, recent winner of the Private Terms, in there as well. So certainly a couple of interesting runners. And then in the Weber City Miss, those noms look intriguing. Of course, multiple stakes winner Luna Bell. Christophe Clement's got 2 in there, including Tap the Faith, who was 5th in a graded stakes race last time out. But I'm really interested to see if Radio Days will come up here, second in the Forward Gal. That'd be quite the story if she lines up in that Weber City Miss. Of course, prep for the Black Eyed Susan. Tessio Stakes, win and you're in for this year's 147th running of the Preakness Stakes. So yeah, we are certainly gearing up for that middle jewel of the Triple Crown. But also, we in a couple of weeks have Mother's Day coming up. Or actually, I do believe it's I don't know how to count from here, but Sunday, May the 8th, because I always have to think about it, because it's different in England than it is here in the US, but we have a similar Mother's Day in the Netherlands. 12 to 5 p.m., bring your mother out to celebrate that day. We're already talking about this before. I've brought my mother to many a racetrack across the globe, and she's relished it every single day.
Absolutely. Like I say, Mom and I and the whole family, I was brought up around racing. It was her father that was a jockey, used to exercise, ride, native dancer. And if any of you might have not known, but yeah. So we spent a lot of time at the racetracks, great times. We used to love going to Timonium. Man, Mom would pack all the food,
That's a lot of fun.
Had everything ready for us up in the grandstand. We're running around trying to cash some tickets, but great memories of Mom. She's hanging in there. Spent some time with her last night, so Mom, keep hanging in there. That's all we can tell you.
And come and celebrate Mother's Day with us. But today, this Sunday, April the 3rd, mandatory payout at our sister track, Gulfstream Park. Of course, we know yesterday, big day, Curlin, Florida Derby day, estimated jackpot over 5 million. Now, of course, White Barrio won the Curlin Florida Derby for trainer Safi Joseph. First time for him ever winning the Florida Derby, and visibly emotional afterwards.
Yeah, I did not get a chance. I saw the race quick, did not see the post race, but impressive effort, took the rating, and this is a horse that missed some time too, right? I want to say might have missed missed the Fountain of Youth. A big effort, clear daylight winner there down at Gulfstream.
Yeah, that was quite the race. Of course, next week we do have the Santa Anita Derby coming up at Santa Anita Park, our sister track as well. So the action keeps on coming across the nation here when it comes to those Triple Crown prep events. But let's have a look at the current track conditions, because we have an 8 race card on here. And the track's fast.
Yeah, track is fast. We've got partly cloudy skies. Warm day today. Feels pretty good. Getting close up to 60 degrees. As you see, turf course looking great. Track played fair yesterday. They're kind of running into a little bit of a headwind through the stretch. You're seeing maybe some wind-aided opening quarters. Maybe take that into consideration down the line when you like me, break races down. You kind of got to know, hey, was that 22-2 aided by that wind? We don't know. But pay attention to that. But everything, for the most part, that track was playing fair.
Yeah, well, good to hear. And let's see how the race will unfold today. We start with race number 1. Start of that early pick, a 5 wager, 1 mile and 16. Okay. The distance here, maiden special weight event for straight 3-year-olds. We'll start with your top choice here, the number 1 Continental Congress for trainer Michael Trombetta. This is going to be her second start at Laurel. Her first start, we might as well just have a look at her Laurel Park local debut here. She kind of got bumped a little bit on the in the beginning, and then she looks kind of okay here, but then starts running up behind him, gets a little bit keen, just gets a little bit kind of fighting her jockey when she comes up close to the pack in front there. You're about to see that here. Just kind of tries to take her back, and she's like, no, let me get in there. Also has to kind of shift out momentum a little bit down the lane. All in all, I think it was a good experience for her here, and certainly enough to say, next time out, aka today, second time at Laurel Park, with a cleaner trip, you expect better.
Yeah, and that's interesting. So she got bumped around, maybe even a little bobble out of the gate. I mean, and you've ridden horses. Me, no, it's been going back I don't know how many years, riding the ponies at my grandfather's house. But looking at that, when she was doing that early, just looked like she was fine the first several strides, and all of a sudden, is it an issue, maybe an equipment, a mount, just is something going on there that just wasn't comfortable for the filly?
No, I wouldn't say. No, from just looking at what I see there, I wonder if the front runners took a little bit of a hold and came back to her a little bit, because she was allowed to stride up to them. And then if they were just kind of setting their pace and coming back to her, all of a sudden she kind of had to come back as well, because she was gaining ground, right? And they were already running their pace. Now, also what sometimes happens is that when a horse kind of drafts in with other horses, they want to run up with them. They want to keep going, and they see others, and that lights them up a little bit, as we like to say back in Europe. So that could have been the case with her. Thankfully, Jamie Rodriguez was able to kind of settle her down, and then she was very willing for him down to the wire.
And she had a little trouble there in mid-stretch. She came to mid-stretch. She had to kind of wait, maneuver around again. I like the way she kicked on. She could be the favorite in here. Obviously, Brittany Russell is going to take some play. I've got Stacks of Silver at 8-5, looking like the speed. I'm going to go with the one here. Clean break from the rail. She showed that move early last time out after that little eagerness. I think she can take up position, a stalking spot here, maybe even go to the front. We'll see. But like the way she finished, because she looked like a filly early in her career that was going to be sprint type. Even I kind of remember that mare, but look, she's enjoyed the stretch out. Candy Light, who won that race, came back to run a big number behind Luna Bell.
And gets a small weight break as well, 5 pounds. The only girl in the field going up against the boys in here. So that'll be a fun story as well. She managed to win it. I landed on the number 5, Stacks of Silver. Gary Capuano, trainee, ran second in both his last outings. Look, he tried to take the race from the front last time out. Just got caught yet again. But today, it seems like there is no other early, real strong pacemaker to really take up that duel.
Yeah, maybe got just a little lost on the lead, drifting out and about a couple times. We see that. Another big work, mile work under that. They don't want this guy to come up short. He's going to fight you every step of the way. Question mark course is, I guess, the first here, gold guy for Brittany Russell.
Yep.
Looking at the breeding, looks like a little turf lean to me. We'll see
agree.
if this is a prep for bigger and brighter things on the turf course. But, man, it's hard to leave her out of anything.
You could not sit on a Brittany Russell first. But, Dam was a turf stakes fixture for Texas Breds, and half-brother to Gold Guy Junior Bug was better on the turf in the all-weather as well. So I agree with you that perhaps they're looking to get some experience in for this one when we resume turf racing here, and hopefully a week or 2 or 3 or so from now, which would be wonderful. Race number 2, starting that early pick 4. How are we going to play today?
Yeah, early pick 4, $24. We're right around them. 157 here. Joyful Noise, my price play. Scratch the 3 Cougar Vision, which is going to hurt my price a little bit on Joyful Noise. There's a lot of speed.
She was going to be my price play, and then I was like, not sure what we're going to get.
Still think you got to kind of demand 7-2 at least. Calypso Ghost is going to get the play. Race 3, we'll go 1, Jerry's Gem, the first-time starter. Winston's Gold. A little class drop here might put this guy over the top for Shelley. Race 4, 1 and 3. Going to try to beat Tate. Tate burns a lot of money. Nautilus, there you go. Brittany Russell might be lower than that 7-2. Maybe would not surprise me. I think Tate's going to be the favorite. Nautilus could end up second choice. Go there. Kieran off the claim. Then 1, 3, 5, 8 to wrap it up. Your price user in there. Night Boss with the outside post, and your Bug Rider, Barbosa.
Yeah, so you're going against Tate in race number 4 then.
I am.
I like it.
Yeah,
I'm hoping he's going to get the job done today. He looks superior to the field, but does like to run second.
Still got to run the
frequently.
race. Yeah, sometimes he likes to get up, and a lot of times he gets up to that last horse, and he just doesn't want to go by. Maybe he will today, but he's not going. I'm not going to have him. If he beats me, he beats me at a short price.
Yeah, we'll see how things works out. We'll get to race 3 in a second. 5.5 furlongs of distance for this nickel claimer race number 2. Fillies and Mares 3-year-old and up. Might as well start with our joint top selection here, Joyful Noise. I do believe it was stat on Mario Saray Jr.
Last 14 days. Past 14 days, not years, days. If I put that in there, that's my bad. 2
days,
for 10.
not years.
Yeah.
We got it.
2 for 10. Slight percent, 20%, but 9 for 10 in the money. That's some prices, Naomi. Hit the board. I like that. 260 ROI, the barn ramping back up. I think Joyful Noise has got the perfect kind of flow in front of her today. Really kind of got comfortable. Had to work between horses last time. She'll sit, take aim in the back. I got to think she's going to be last mid-turn. And then wherever Grant wants to take her, find the path from there and rally into it.
Yeah, look, my notes are exactly the same as yours.
Yeah.
Flow will help her. She won 2 starts back. Last out, the pace wasn't really there. Today looks like a lot more front runners in here, and she gets back down to the nickel level from that starter allowance. That could have also, been a little bit tougher, though. There are a couple of reopposes in here. One of them being Calypso Ghost here on the rail. Second start for trainer Anthony Ferry here after having been claimed 2 races back. I think the turn back to 5.5 is going to enhance that early speed that she likes to flash.
Works for her. Boca Chica, he wants to be aggressive. March 20th, battled. Worst part of the racetrack, not good down inside. But Sick Pack Sarah's awfully quick as well. So this first eighth of a mile, 3/16 of a mile is going to be really key to how this race plays out. We've seen Calypso Ghost be able to sit just off of it.
Yeah.
That may force the hand. This 5-horse could put a lot of pressure on those horses down to the inside.
Yeah, I use Sick Back Sarah. She keeps dropping down. I'm hoping that at some point she's going to regain some of her composure, regain some of that form, because the class is there. She's shown it in her past career, but just as of late, especially her last handful, so to speak, not as sharp aside from that October run last year.
Saw a horse like Bull Shark maybe yesterday look like this kind of speed comparatively to the field, shake away. Just couldn't get that last 50 yards.
I thought he had it, to be honest.
Oh, he looked gone at the 8th. Well, I thought he was going top of the stretch, gave him the slip. But Sick Back Sarah, same thing. She's gonna I think she's gonna take a little bit of pressure. It's that last little bit that worries me. That's why I think Joyful Noise can kind of slide on in there from the back of the pack.
I agree. I have her on top for that reason as well. Race number 3 is a maiden claiming event, but also the start of the Rainbow Pick 6, because we have 8 races. So do make a note. Get your ticket in on time. We start race 3, not race 4, not race 5. Right here, 3 through 8. Callie created a ticket 3 deep. She starts out here in race number 3 using the 1, the 3, and the 6. 2 deep in race 4 using the 1 Nautilus, as well as the number 4 Tate, who we already discussed here. Race 5, 2 deep again using the 3 Captain Quint, as well as the number 5 Remembering a Wilbur, who looks very, very strong in that spot. Race 6, she spreads using the 1A, the 4, and the 8. Spreads again in race number 7 using the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 6. And then in the nightcap, she uses Milan, the number 1, as well as the number 3 Ice Rain. I have Ice Rain on top as well. $57.60 ticket that commences here with this maiden claiming 16 to 12.5 thousand event, 5.5 furlongs. This a straight 3-year-old. Now, a fair few firsters in here. A couple of first-time starters, so we might as well start with one of them. Ned Allard trained Jerry's Gem on the rail. Now, looking at the breeding here, the sire Greenpoint Crusader, only 8% with the first is not the best to start. Below industry average, about 12%. Dam, however, as good as she looks, won on debut. She was a tour sprinter. She placed in stakes. Now, 1 out of 6 siblings won first time out, and the majority of them lower to mid claimers. So look, maiden 16, that kind of corresponds with that kind of level. I like the sprinting distance, and look, bullet after bullet coming into this.
We got some bullet speed definitely there in the breeding. Good, 1 debut winner, 5 winners in the family. I just take a shot. Jockey trainer percentage is high. Stone Edge, they can be aggressive, the breeders, with this kind of runner. So yeah, I'll take a shot, a little flyer. I think the horse to beat is Winston's Gold, no doubt about it. Takes the class drop, outruns. I didn't expect this horse to be on the lead last time, so it was up and in front of horses that I thought were quicker. So with that being said, I don't know if I want him on the lead. I think he can be poised just off of it to make a move into these horses. I know you've got the 3 on top. The only thing I couldn't get on the 3, 0 for 4 the mare is with first-time starters, but plenty of winners. Out with Big Daddy was quick. I can't, and it's Jerry.
And it's Jerry Bob, and very fast works in the AM, which also suggests that perhaps one of the firsts might try to take the lead early over that 5.5 furlong. So yeah, I agree with your assessment here on the number 8 Winston's Gold. Just kind of yet to be seen if he's really going to get to the front. There's a lot of possible speed on the inside. You never know until the gates open, but when these firsts are working bullets in the morning, you can imagine they might be fast getting out the gate, and that's also what perhaps the connections want to see.
They're going to have to be quick. You got Bowie's 2-step as well, another one that's pretty much shown, hey, he wants to go. Interesting. I think the 8 will take a rate and kind of stalk and move into a kind of approach in here. Anybody else at the price you've got?
I use the 3, the 8. We've already mentioned the 5 Bowie 2-step. I use the same runner as you. You use the number 6
yeah.
Forever the Boss. Lacey Godet trainee. Sharp work there, Breeze, from the gate coming in here. No, 50 flat, but from the gate. That's kind of a nice sort of maintenance sharpener to go in here. Look, question mark perhaps that some have more works on their tab than this runner does, so that kind of opposed me a little bit. But aside from that, Lacey Godet in general does pretty okay with her versus 12% she hit, so that's a good sort of average.
And I looked down, Dan was 6 for 24. Holy Boss about 13-14% with the firsters, and the siblings had some pretty good speed as well. You look back on their paper, they wanted to roll early. So interesting little race. 9-5 Winston's Gold. Maybe you just don't want to take that short of a price and look elsewhere. Maybe just one of these firsters is going to pop.
Well, let perhaps the tote board guide you a little bit who are the firsters taking some interest early, and of course have a look in the paddock as well. Race number 4, optional claim a starter allowance, 3-year-old and upwards, 7 furlongs the distance here, and do a video spotlight on the number 3. What does it take? Both of us have him in our top 3 exacta for you, I do believe. For trainer Kieran McGee, first after the claim was claimed 2 weeks ago. Out of this race, he sat behind pretty strong early quarter. Gets lucky, though, that the rail kind of opens up for him there. Because he was sitting behind. If they would have closed it up on him, he would have had to come all the way around.
Patient ride, was able to find that seam, dropped inside. Now, Spritzer's a horse that just kind of ran his eyeballs out. Ran a big figure. But this guy here, this might be a really shrewd claim. Vielsom, I'm thinking bottom side, maybe turf. But ran big here, eager to the wire. Look at him going. That was second time gelding. So gelded back off of that layoff dry on the 25th of February. So horse is moving in the right direction. I like the jocks like Alvelo. You get a little weight, can sit and track inside. Dangerous, as is the one Nautilus.
Yeah, now what to say? And also quite lightly campaigned, very impressive win last time, but has hit the board on more than half of his starts, which also counts for something here. But yes, Nautilus, very dangerous, speedy type on the rail, aside from the fact that we haven't seen this runner in 312 days. And before that, another 235 days. Safe to say he struggled to stay sound or struggled to continue training. Has to be very sporadically campaigned. Of course, Brittany Russell used to work for Brad Cox. So in a way, only logical that he says this might be a better circuit for this horse. Let's give him a chance here. Of course, dangerous. But quite telling that this horse is in for the optional claim and starter allowance instead of trying to go up with him.
Yeah, and in for the tag. And this is when they can do that. They can be aggressive and really make you think, all right, but the positives are, off of a layoff. She's good at everything. All the percentages are there in her favor. This is going to be second time Lasix, but first time Lasix on the dirt. The blinkers go back on. This horse showed speed at 2 and beat horses like Likeable, who ran at 81 out of that race. I know we're going on the go back. Rebel Rocks, it's a great stakes type of horse. Those horses went on to run big. This horse obviously has the talent. One time off the bench, I'm not gonna dismiss the horse. I'm using it, in Brittany I trust. You saw that horse the other day. We called it 9-2. Big turnaround off the break.
Yeah, I used Tate on top. Now look, I know he was the beaten favorite in his last 2, second in his last 3. But if you look at his figures, he's run faster than any other recently in this field. Does he like to run second? Perhaps, but he does fight for it. It's not by big margins. It's by half a length ahead. I like him in here. I think there's a good bit of flow for him to kind of make his mark as well. I like sort of the middle draw. Am I afraid he's going to run second again? Sure. But the way he stands over the field, I had to land on him. And, of course, use the Brittany Russell runner underneath. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll move along with the rest of the card. You get your tickets for Preakness 147, preakness.com, as well as the Infield Fest, all live now. Go to the respective websites to lock in that date for yourself and your friends and maybe your family or your other loved ones. Race number 5, maiden claiming 25 to 20,000. Mountain 16 at the distance here. Started that late pick 4, excuse me. So you get when you have a couple of different days with different races. Late pick 4, created a ticket here. I go too deep in here, keying around the number 5, remembering Wilbur, who looks very strong in here, just having a touch bit of a saver on Night Boss, who has run figures to make him competitive as well. 2 other than optional claim, race number 6, 1A, 4, and 8 for me. But if you want to go deeper, I suggest you add the number 3, Semper 5 for trading Merrily Epler as well. Race number 7, 3 deep again in here. I use the number 2, the 3, and the 5, with the number 5 Rough C being my top pick in there. But look, this is a strong affair here. I also like the number 3 Even Thunder, and I use the number 2 Plowman as well. But many ways to go in race number 7. And then race number 8 is our nightcap, claiming 10 to 8,000. I use the 3 and the 4 Ice Rain and Goldie's Boy for trainer Robbie Bells, who just has not been lucky at all. $18 a flat ticket, commencing here in race number 5. As I already mentioned, the conditions here, I'll say it again. 2 turns, mile 116 here, maiden claimers, 25 to 20,000, straight 3-year-olds. And Keith, will start with your top pick in this spot, which is Night Boss. I have him in my exacta. Laura Road Cap trains. Look, if you go back to his last time going a mile 116, 3 starts back, very, very honest effort. It was up front, setting the pace, dueling all the way to the wire, and only just getting bested into 3rd by a length.
I thought the race was good. I expected a little bit more last time. I look at this race, Naomi, and remembering Wilbur is going to take plenty of play. He's run second every time, 3 straight, handling the increase in distance. A mile and a 16th now we're going out to. That bottom side is still a little bit of a sprint lean to me. Not saying he can't win it. Obviously, his figs suggest that he is the most likely winner, I guess, when you're looking at it. But Night Boss, you're getting into light. You got a rider here that's going to win some races. Horses are running for him. I'm not in love with the post, but I don't think the flow is going to be terribly demanding. I think he gets position and bounces back off of that last effort. You talked about the 3-back race. If he comes close to that, he can win this, and I think you're going to get an okay price because of those last 2 races. They dirtied up the form a little bit.
They make him a little bit less attractive as a wagering prospect. I landed on remembering. I know that you said question mark still, of course, with the step up in distance, but the way that he runs, to me, suggests he'd like to have a little bit more distance to ply his trade over, because he made up a lot of ground in that last race, and he's run progressively stronger in every single start, albeit 3 seconds, but you're looking at the ascending speed figures for a very strong trainer in Dale Capuano. John Ovello seems to do very well with him in general. We've already, I think I mentioned it yesterday too with Cali, we have such a strong riding colony, especially the apprentices coming through, like John Ovello, one of these riders who really seems to continue improving as well.
All of a sudden, we've got a bunch of apprentices. For a while, a few months ago, we had a couple. I'm like, okay, when are the bugs going to show up? Now we've got
a slew. We got them.
And I think Elvello is still the one you're going to have to overtake. I think he's got some talent. I think he's got a good future ahead of him. And you're right. He even when you talk about trying to make that extra ground up, he may get just pulled into a great trip with some of the speed going. Vinny, I got to think, is going to go from the rail. Captain Quint will be close. So he may be able to just draft up in behind these and let them do the dirty work and carry him to the top of the stretch. And when he's only got to run the final quarter of a mile, he's shown he can do that 7/8 finishing up strong. It might put him over the top. I'm looking for a little value. I like Captain Quint as well.
Yeah, I used them too. I had a look at the pedigree. Dam Gansett was a miler who won twice going long, so bottom side, dam side suggests that he could absolutely enjoy this, but also drops down from that maiden 40 wave. Of course, still protected here because he's a Maryland bred. Stepping it up in distance, always a question mark. But look, lightly raced, the blinkers come off. Victor Carrasco takes the ride again. He was on him on his debut. You know that Victor was at Turfway Park yesterday, ran a very good 3rd with Determined Kingdom in the Animal Kingdom Stakes for Phil Showenthal. I remember me and Callie were watching it here on the TV to check how Victor was doing, and of course Phil Showenthal as well. So well done to him, but back here to try and get some winners on the board.
Yeah, and look, you're talking about price. The difference in odds. You're going to get value here. Captain Quint was just behind, remembering Wilbur. I mean, that was both in their debut. This horse ran on well, I thought. After that, comes back, could be dangerous again. 8-5-3-1. There's your 4-horse box in the fifth.
I agree. Race
Okay.
number 6-2, other than optional claimer, 5.5 furlongs. That's sprinting sharp at distance. Let's key in on Eastern Bay on his return after the layoff. We'll have a look at the start there because, look, it looks a little bit like he got pinched, but also he just wasn't away that quickly.
No, he wasn't super sharp out of there, right? But then got bounced around both sides, hefted steady, and here comes Eastern Bay, kind of getting close to like the old Eastern Bay. I mean, this was a big run. I didn't expect it. He got 4-1 on this Claudio runner off the break, just shifts out and just rolls right on by. There's Swing West. He's kind of been key horse at around the level, that starter level, but this now moving up with the perfect confidence builder off the break. Look at him going through the wire. Barely ridden, right? Just kind of plenty of energy. Comes back. There was going to be more speed signed on. Probably less traffic to deal with now with the scratches. Scratch the plane 1, the 2, the 6, the 7, and the 10. So I think they like that. Breaks a little cleaner today. I think he's got a chance to run over the top of these horses. Again, he's paired up races too off of a layoff.
Stakes winner, second by a nose in the Grade 3 de France's Dash in 2020. Look, that was indeed kind of a bit of a side of the old Eastern Bay with that confidence over a field that is, of course, a lot easier than what he's seen in his past career, and perhaps also a fair bit easier than what he's seeing today. I really like him in here. Do you think he's going to get some attention? I'm going to go with a Speedster going to the lead. Put his nose in front last time out, did get DQ'd, which kind of snapped his streak. But look, in his mind, he's won 3 on the bounce and is looking for a 4th. Trainer Damon Dulavica's done a terrific job with him here. Also love him getting back to the 5.5. He's won over that twice, placed twice. This was never out of the money when he runs this short.
Yeah, and I tell you, at 7/8 and seeing this horse run so many times, boy, a lot of heart last time. Got the steady drop back, came again to rebid. Unfortunately, a little drift late. Got the DQ there, but man, he is in just fine form right now.
Absolutely.
His speed is going to put him in a great position early. I think he'll enjoy a good trip, and he's going to be right around the money at the wire.
How do we rate the runner coming in from Gulfstream Park? Also ran at Aqueduct before for trainer Jorge Duarte Jr. Haven't seen him since 7th of January. So small break in between. Victor Carrasco takes the mount. Looking at some of the pace figures, 3 starts back, that win, that 88 buyer, makes him dangerous. But of course, the unknown factor really in this field. Spun and won.
Yeah, barn a little bit chilly with this kind of a layoff, but faced the right kind. You're talking about drafted, call space drafted. I think is stakes placed. So he's got the kind of speed. I think he'll be able to set up shop maybe a length or 2 off of going to the lead. I don't think he's as quick. Will he be able to kind of withstand, after he makes that move, withstand the pressure of an onslaught from Eastern Bay is going to be the question. I think he's going to make his presence felt. Will he get it over the top? I'm not so sure. I'll use him underneath.
Yeah, and he will be jumping from gate 6 with a fair few of those scratches on his inside. Race number 7, optional claim starts at allowance 1 turn 1 mile the distance here. Let's start with Even Thunder, the number 3. We'll look back at his last race, which was also a win. He had the highest draw of them all on the day. He outbroke the field before kind of settling further back. Tried to find some cover, but what you can see here is that wide looping, swooping move, 4-5 all the way, driving. On face value, not a great trip. Covers a lot of ground, but relentless.
Yeah, getting back. Here's another guy. What's he? 8, right? I mean, we're trying to regain that form of old. You go back to last spring and summer. Capable of running those figures and just gore them at this big of a price. 28-1. They're to his inside. Is that key horse we talked about again? Swing West. Big Talk Dog, you're going to see this horse run on Thursday. I'm actually going to use this video again, so don't look at the 3 because we'll highlight that one. But again, survived the trip, 4 deep around the turn, kept on going at a mile.
Exactly.
This horse, look at the field. I mean, you look at things like there's not a lot of flow. This horse should be comfortable, can handle the distance. And again, off of that, 28-1, where they really hammered down on this horse again. No, I think you're going to get an okay price again.
That was my question. I saw your 6-1 morning line. Now, he actually looks quite sharp, close to all the other figures with time from US.
Okay.
So are we really going to get the 6-1? You think, well, I guess on buyer figures, he looks to be just a touch below the rest. But then if you look some of the other speed figures that are available, places him right in the midst of things.
Yeah, we try to make these things balanced. Now, a couple horses were a little bit difficult to line in here. This wasn't an easy race. I don't. I got to get at least 4-1 on this horse.
I was going to
I'm
say, if you
hoping,
get 6-1,
yeah,
jump on
yeah,
board with
yeah.
this horse. Absolutely.
But with the nest factor, the entry, I mean, you think they're going to get plenty of play. And a horse like Roughsey, who kind of rounding back a big number last time, I'll be against maybe a little bit better field, should take play. So let's if we can get 4, at the lowest 7-2 on Even Thunder, because I like him as a pace play in here.
No, I like him very much as well, especially looking at that last race. I'm on Rough Sea for trainer Bruno Tessori.
Okay.
Feels like the flow sets up on him for him. Can he come back to some of his better performances? I think the turn one mile is going to just allow him to do exactly what he likes to do, and that is keep on steamrolling late through to the wire. Has put in some very strong late final quarters. I'm hoping to see him do just that over this configuration.
He comes out of the race right there just in front of Clubman, and you're right. That was one of the more impressive races. I mean, he didn't win it, but wide every step, mile and 16th, 2-turn. I like him a little bit better at 1 turn. I haven't seen him kind of sustain like he did, so he looks like he's ready to bounce back with another sharp effort.
I think so as well. Race number 8 is our final race on today's card, claiming $10,000 to $8,000. No one is to a lifetime. Mile and 16 the distance here. Ice Rain is the horse that I landed on. You did as well. Was trained by Milan Milosevic before. He's had 2 starts in the McMahon barn, especially that first start going the mile. I thought was quite strong. So I like him getting back to a little bit more distance. Decent over 7 furlongs, but didn't seem to be his best effort.
Yeah, but he had an excuse. You see the kind of inside turn, angled out through the stretch. Okay, but the most of it was spent on the worst part of the racetrack. He gets back now. I think he's kind of right to the front or just off of it. Maybe this one will go ahead and send from the right. I had a tough read on this one, Milian, but Dejan. I thought, again, held well. He's your speed of the speeds, it looks like. But I think Ice Rain's got to be 1-2 in the nightcap. Going to be a short price, though.
Yeah, I used Goldie's Boy underneath. He's just not been lucky at all. Twice in his last 3 races, had a stumble, kind of got cut off, was not able to finish the race with the jock on board. Love to see him come back. Yeah, that kind of in a way dirties up his form a little bit. I find him very interesting because based on some of the races he's run, I think he can stick around here for sure. He's a bit of a more tactical horse as well. And he's gone around the 1-turn mile here in the past and has won over the distance as well. So I use him to create some value underneath the number 3 Ice Rain. So that'll conclude the 8-race morning show for us today. Callie will join me this afternoon. Of course, we will be coming back next week on Thursday. We are going to be running 4 days a week again in anticipation of course, the Tessio, the Weber City Miss, the Preakness, the Black-Eyed Susan. We're really gearing up towards all that higher stakes class action, as well as the turf season.
Yeah, things get a little tougher for us as handicappers, line makers, you name it. But the prices will start going up and up, I would assume. So, yeah, looking forward to that. It's always a good challenge. Yep.
Same here. Can't wait. So good luck, everyone, today. We'll be back shortly. And in the interim, go and have a listen to Dave Rodman.
All right, good luck.